Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming out to our 5th annual IPA extravaganza. My name is Peter J. Danielczyk, as some of you know, and of course, yeah, you got it. And I'm the Sergeant of Arms of the IPA, and of course, DJ IJ out of Connecticut, and we're so glad you're here with us. And at this time, it gives me a very special pleasure to call on our Chicago guest to present the Joe Joswiak Award, which is given to a person who has done a tremendous job in promoting polka music. And I know what a great honor it is, because a couple of years ago I received this award, and Jerry Vontrova, who is here, received it, and Dave also received it, so we know what a great honor it is.
I'm here to give you a little history, because a lot of people, especially Mr. Belina, were saying, what is this award? The Joe Joswiak Award. Many years ago, the late Joseph Joswiak, the director of the IPA, made a suggestion that an award should be bestowed upon an individual or group of individuals who have made significant contributions or endeavors to enhance the promotion of polka music. After much discussion, the IPA voted to honor those worthy individuals with the establishment of a Special Achievement Award to pay tribute to Joe Joswiak following his death in 1981. So now we are honored, as voted by the officers and directors. This year's recipient of the Joe Joswiak Special Achievement Award is presented to Helen Curtin for her significant contribution to the promotion of polka music, awarded by the International Polka Association, January 17, 2010, President Dave Ulitsky. Normally this award is given at the Chicago version of this dance that you have right here, which this year was January 17th. Helen couldn't make it to Chicago, so we decided we would come out here to present her with the award in her own hometown or close by. And we also listened to your show today, by the way, when we were in the parking lot of church.
And this is a gentleman that celebrated a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday.
Thank you. You had to tell him that, though, didn't you? Did Dave do the honors?
Helen, with pleasure to give this award to you today. So enjoy it. And I got a guy standing alongside you that's very jealous. He never got flowers. So Jerry wants to present you with a bouquet also. Jerry wants to know if that's a new trend now.
Jerry, I'll ask you to hold it for a while. I was told to give a little speech, and little speech. And you know, when it comes to polkas, I can't shut my mouth. But I have to tell you, the first Tuesday in January, I received a surprise telephone call from Chicago, and it was Mr. President David Ozicki. And he says, Helen, I said, yes. Do you want to hear good news or bad news? And I said, well, Dave, I was just looking at television, and there's a lot of bad news going on, so good news would be welcomed. And he said, congratulations. You are the 2010 recipient of the Joe Joswiak Award. He said, Helen, are you there? Helen, you're speechless. I can't believe it. And speechless I was. And speechless I was. It was as though my heart was leaving. It was like my heart and my mind were running two different directions. My mind was telling me, how could anyone be rewarded for something they have a passion for, like I do for polkas? And my heart was telling me, hey, you need to be grateful. Grateful to receive the award from this organization, which I hold so prestigiously. I say they're the #1. There's nothing better. So they tell me to say a little bit something about my involvement with polkas. My involvement with polkas went way back as a child. My dad played the clarinet, so needless to say, there was always music in the house. And at 3 years old, my mother thought I lost it because I would accompany him with the wooden on a wooden stool, but polkas came before television came up. And if you know, Chet is a polka Hall of Famer, and he used to have a polka program on the radio. So he made a big mistake, a good mistake, I should say. He said, Helen, I have a polka show on Sundays. Why don't you come down? I'll even pick you up and give you a ride. So there I went, and folks, it is history. 28 years later, I'm still committed to my Sundays in promoting polka music. So I don't want to take too much time, but I want to say what an honor to share the award with Diane Vignash, Peter Dalnielchuk, who were former recipients. A heartfelt gratitude go out to each and every one of you. And I have to also interject that it is 25 years this year since I've been a member of this great organization. And as I was talking to them this afternoon, I said, you know, the person that was inducted to the Polka Hall of Fame that very year was Larry Chesky. And guess what? Larry Chesky is here along with his daughter Linda. And I attended most of them, maybe for two. A great organization, and I encourage you, if you're not a member, to please join. And so I do accept this award in behalf of my brother DJs. My brother DJs at WMUA. I did commercial radio for many years, but I want to tell you, there's no place like WMUA and like the greats that I work with in the name of Mitch Moskal, Billy Bellina, Todd Zaganyas, and WMUA. So I thank each and every one of you. I'm getting this award because of you who love polkas. So thanks again.
Helen!
Big hand for Helen, ladies and gentlemen. There you go, Helen. Here's your bag there for you. Keep it nice. I wiped off the fingerprints. Yes. Thank you, Helen. Now, Peter, what else do we have here? Don't forget your flowers. We got Peter back. I don't know why I'm doing this. Make it snappy, though, Pete.
All right, we have one more presentation of flowers, Todd, for Helen. All right, let's hear it one more time for Helen. Congratulations. Job well done.